Action.
Hey guys, Mike here with Discount Forklift, and right behind me is going to be Betty Boop, which is a 4,500 pound capacity Toyota electric stand-up reach truck. So before I get into the forklift, what I'm going to go ahead and do is every forklift that we sell comes with one of these goodie bags. So within this goodie bag, we got a couple things here. So got a nice hat of our favorite brand of forklift, which is Lift Hero. We do have a shirt that our employees as well as some fans of ours receive. So if you do business with us, we give you some nice quality shirts. And last but not least, and probably the more important side of things, is going to be your forklift troubleshooting guide. So let's say, for example, and this happens frequently because some of us who buy forklifts may be our first one. So let's say instead of plugging the connector into the battery to charge it, you plug it into the forklift, and then obviously you're not going to be charging the battery. So for instances like that, consult this. Anything arises, then you contact your customer sales or customer service team, which will then be able to assist you. What we also provide is the equipment maintenance guide, and this ranges from liquid propane, gasoline, diesel, as well as electric like this one. So it has all the pertinent information you could think. Has a logbook, so if you're doing any kind of safety checks, anything maintenance-wise, anything that you need to log, what I recommend, strongly recommend this, because you will go through a lot of these books if you write in here. Make photocopies of those pages, and that way you have the original source. You still keep this intact while you still just make paper copies. So I'm going to go ahead and hand this to my assistant here. Thank you. All right, now to continue on with this lift, first of all, it's a Toyota. Everybody in the equipment industry knows a Toyota. And these are one of the best brands, especially this electric stand-up is a very solid unit. You got a good battery in here, good clean connectors here. You got your service decal here with this mast. You do have your reach function over here with your safety painted forks, which are painted red with yellow tips. So if you're in a low lit area, you can see kind of what you're doing, because I know that you have this full free lift with kind of the obstruction here, but it's a lot easier to see. So if I go to this side, you can see that you have a visual strobe back here, which will activate. Now we're going to go through kind of the controls, so you guys are going to see the kind of dashboard here. Tells you a little bit of different things here, fan, all that kind of stuff, which does have a fan right there. This is your kill switch, so if I depress that, it cuts this completely off. To re-engage it, you're going to twist it like the direction that says, and then it's basically going to tell you to basically turn the key off, take the key out, put the key back in, and turn it on again. So make sure you do that. And then you have your controls here. So if you're facing this way, this is your tilt function, forward, tilting back towards you, side shifting the carriage right or left. Your mast control, so obviously up is going to send that to go up, down is going to send that to obviously lower the mast. And then you have two buttons right here, where my middle finger and ring finger on that side. So ring finger is going to retract, middle finger is going to extend that platform, such as the reach function. And then the other instance right here, where, let's see, actually where the index finger would be, you have a little button right here. That is your horn. So keep note of that. If you're having to use a horn, sometimes people get confused because they're trying to feel around for it, but it's right where your index finger is going to be. Last but not least, you have pretty much what's basically a dead man switch. So let's say you're driving this, you have to have your foot completely on it at all times. This thing will not go anywhere unless that pedal is depressed. Let's say if things get a little haywire, because sometimes people aren't the best drivers or whatever it might be, or something falls in front of your lift and you have to brake quick, take your foot off of it and it acts as a brake. Now it's not going to feel too pleasant, but you're going to be safe. The equipment's not going to be damaged, so keep in mind. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now, I'm going to turn this key on. You're going to hear that beep. You're going to see go through these checks that it's doing. You'll hear it click on. You'll see the battery charge level. You'll see the time. You can scroll through, see the hours and all that kind of fun stuff. So what I'm going to now go ahead and do is jump in this and show you what it does. So again, I just depress that pedal. You can hear that activate it. When I take it off, you hear that click. That audible click means that it's depressed. Now it's not. So just so you're aware. All right, I'm gonna raise up the mast first. Get it a little bit off the ground. Now, because it is electric, this thing moves. There's no hesitation. It's not like an internal combustion engine, for example. This thing will take off if you're not careful with it. If you're not expecting it to, it will. I mean, it goes fast. So in order to slam the brakes, or at least you can go in the opposite direction, just like this, or it just activated that release, right? Same thing with this. Just stopped. It's not jarring like some of the other models that we've sold, but at the same time, just be mindful. Again, there's no hesitation in this, so it can swing around fast, and it will. Now I can show you guys driving it backwards. Now take it obviously easy because, again, can get a little crazy. Now, most of the time, it's actually easier to drive these backwards as opposed to just driving it forwards, because you may have a load that you'll have to transport. And obviously, if I've got a pallet on this thing and I've got this full free lift and part of this mast, it's very it obstructs your view. So if I'm driving it, have a load supported, driving it backwards makes it a lot easier. So I'm going to go ahead and straighten this thing out. And I know it's kind of not best on these floors with the kind of tires that this has, so you kind of hear some awkward screeching of that, but that's just because the epoxy on the floor. So I'm going to set this up right here. What I'm going to go ahead and do first is I'm going to raise up the mast. Now this thing will go up to 25 feet. Not going to go up all the way because we'll be doing a good repair video of how to fix overhead light fixtures if that's the case. All right, next I'm going to do the tilt function forward and backward. So tilting it forward, tilting it backward, okay? Side shift, so I'm going to side shift it left and right. Here's the left, you can see that. Here's the right. I'm going to do it another time so you guys can see that. Okay, now what I'm going to do is use the reach function. So I'm going to have that extend out using the middle finger. Okay, goes out to about almost a pallet length from these outriggers that are in front of this machine. And then now I'm going to go ahead and retract it. Again, it's actually pretty quick, which is nice, not having to wait all day. And then I'm going to lower this down. One last thing I have to show you guys before we cut the video is I'm going to turn it off. Now obviously if you're on some companies, you'll leave it running because it's easier than having to turn it off and turn it back on. So your data tags are going to be the most important thing as far as the information that you get on your forklift. It's going to have your serial number, it's going to have the model number, it's going to have the recommended capacity all the way up to 25 feet, and in between 6 inches off the ground, it will have every other pertinent information that you may need to look at. So that is where that is located. Other than that, thank you for doing business with us so we can do business and provide you guys with quality equipment. And our business thrives because your businesses thrive. So we look forward to that all the time. You guys will also see the charging video that plugs into this, that you'll see the charger matches up with this serial number of this unit. And I'm looking forward to you guys getting your machine. Stay tuned. Thank you for checking out our channel.